person. I'm not total. I'm not whole. And in order to be completed, I have to have another half a person with me. You've got to get rid of that kind of mentality that you lack something. So what you want to do, instead of being motivated by lack, is be motivated by growth. And you begin to be motivated in your life by your own bliss and by your dreams, and to live the life which you have imagined to be your calling, your divinely specialized mission for being here. And prosperity becomes your watchword. You see, it's about purpose, getting your life on purpose, following that dream. Abundance will start to reign into your life when you shift from I don't have enough, I'm not going to get it, to I'm already complete, and now I want to be able to serve and do God's work, do the work that I am here for, to fulfill my heroic mission. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to trust in the universe. I'm going to trust in God. I'm going to trust in that divine organizing intelligence to provide whatever it is that is necessary for me to function in my life at whatever level I'm supposed to be functioning, but I'm going to get myself on purpose and understand that there are no accidents in this universe. So how you showed up, what you showed up with, where you're headed, are all in some grand and glorious divine plan that you're a part of. This is really important in getting to a prosperity consciousness. You've got to remember that you are not a splintered person. The way I like to put it, you are the seer and the seeing and the seen, all at the same time. You have to understand this, that there are not three of you in the world. There's not the seer, and then there's not the seen, and then there's not seeing. It's all one. Most of us have a tendency to divide ourselves up, to splinter ourselves. And this is true of our prosperity. So what you want to replace this triumvirate with is a singularity of thought and action, which begins to reflect your understanding that you are prosperity if you believe in it. What you need for a prosperous life, you already are. It's all you. There are no boundaries, despite the fact that we've invented new words to describe various facets of how we have chosen to perceive it. Prosperity, prosperous thinking, prosperous behavior are all the same thing. In other words, prosperity isn't something that's out there, that if you think in a certain way, it will start arriving into your life, and if you behave in a certain way, it will arrive in your life. It's all one. Prosperity is what you are, it's how you behave, and it is how you think, all at once. So you have to, instead of analyzing it or breaking apart in that intellectual violence that we do, you have to bring it all together. You have to be able to perceive prosperity and yourself and your thinking, your mind, your body, and your soul, along with prosperity. You have to be able to bring that all into oneness with yourself. And then you'll be able to see that prosperity isn't something that is going to come to you or that you have to go after and you have to get, but that prosperity is how you are as a human being. It is the way that you will think, it is the way that you will behave, and it is what will be the result. It's all one, and it's all within you already. That's a new consciousness. Now, a scarcity consciousness gives you the opposite notion. The scarcity consciousness says prosperity is something that is out there. Other people have it. If I don't have it, it's because I haven't done the right things. I have to now repair the deficiencies in my life, go after those things, and then prosperity will come into my life. Prosperity consciousness is, I am already prosperity, I am already prosperous thinking, I am already prosperous behavior, and I am going to shift myself from being a splintered person to being a synthesized, collected oneness as I function in the world. A fourth characteristic of prosperity consciousness is that you can't experience prosperity if you believe you don't deserve it. You have to be able to say, I'm allowed, I'm entitled to it. Nobody else is any better than anybody else. It is something that I'm entitled to. It is a part of my entitlement as a divinely perfect being, that no one else is any better than I am, that I don't have to compare myself to other people. You've been raised in a culture which has taught you over and over and over again to compare yourself, to see if you can run faster, see if you can get higher grades, to see if you can have more money. And we divide ourselves up and our culture up into those who have and those who have not. and so on. You want to transcend all of that and simply remind yourself in that corner of freedom that is your mind, I am entitled to prosperity in my life. That in God's eyes, no one is any better than anyone else. And if anyone in the world is entitled to prosperity, then everyone is, and I'm part of everyone. Finally, the last characteristic of creating this new consciousness for yourself is that you have to learn to rejoice in the prosperity of others. Really see that those who have prosperity in their life and have manifested it, no matter how it has come to them, whether it's because they're a baseball player who's making too much money in your eyes, or whether it's somebody who inherited it, or somebody who worked hard for it, or somebody who found it, or someone who just happened to win the lottery, whatever it may be, instead of sending out a consciousness of they are the lucky ones and I never have those kind of breaks, or consciousness of greed, or a internal belief that you're not lucky, it's like send out love. Send that love out of you towards everybody else and rejoice in that. Be happy for them, because that fulfillment, that happiness that you radiate outward is what you will also attract back to yourself. Truly, what goes around is what comes around. If you're sending out anguish and pain and suffering because of what other people have gotten and you haven't, then that's exactly what you'll attract back to yourself. If you're sending out love and happiness and excitement for other people because of their good luck or their good fortune or their prosperity, however it showed up in their life, then you will attract that back to you as well. Let's look at some of the specifics that you can apply to creating this prosperity into your life. One of the things is your attitude about money. A lot of us have this sort of tendency to believe that if there's money involved, then it's not spiritual. But making money is really a game that you play with yourself. Most of us believe that it's a game that is played with things outside of ourselves. Forces such as the economy and the stock market and interest rates and the Fed and government policies and employment statistics and the like. But as you move along this spiritual path and begin to get a taste of the power of your invisible self, you're going to begin to discover that it's merely a game that you play with yourself. Creating money is just like creating anything else in your life. It begins with a thought. It depends upon you keeping your life on purpose. It involves being willing to give it away in the service of your purpose. It involves not being attached to it and not giving it power over your life in any way. Authentic power doesn't come to you from the acquisition of money, because without the money you become powerless, which is obviously inauthentic power. Your authentic power is from your soul, that magical place within you that has divine properties, such as I have described at length in this program. Prosperity in the form of wealth works exactly the same as everything else. You will see it coming into your life when you are unattached to needing it. Money, like health and love and happiness and all forms of miraculous happenings that you want to create for yourself, is the result of your living purposefully. It is not a goal unto itself. If you chase after it, it will always elude you. You will never have enough, and you will suffer enormously as a result. Some additional specifics, in addition to your attitudes towards money, are to get rid of the disbelief. Obviously, this is at the forefront of every single area in creating real magic. Disdain all disbelief. Get rid of the doubt. Understand that you have the opportunity and the right and the ability to manifest prosperity for yourself. Another thing you can do is to keep a corner of your mind open for the exclusive use of your own prosperity. Share it with no one. Keep it uniquely your own. Go there often. Get down to specific details about what is there for you. Remind yourself that you deserve this corner of freedom. Don't think for a second that you have to win the lottery or have some unusually lucky circumstance to come into your life. Stay with the picture in your consciousness of you being prosperous. See yourself there. Act as if you're already living out that kind of a life in your mind. Keep in mind the importance of visualization. The entire fabric of General Motors started with an idea. It's an idea that will create the prosperity for yourself. If you don't have the idea, or if your idea is one of scarcity, then that will be what you will be working on. As you're developing this conviction in your heart that prosperity truly belongs to you, listen to these words of St. Mark in the New Testament.